These are the stories
My little girl, she's changing lives just by being herself.
of organizations and people making a difference.
When you first tell someone about adaptive wheelchair boxing, it doesn't sound real.
And empowering others
It saved my life. It saved my life.
across Canada
I scored my first goal in my first blind hockey game.
in our community. Lights, kernels, popcorn. The popcorn makers hopping at the Happy Popcorn Company in Cornwall, Ontario. Seeing this gourmet popcorn and candy shop quickly become a community favorite has been a pleasant surprise for co-owner Kristen Davey.
I talk about our first day opening, wasn't even our grand opening, and people were lined up out the door. We sold out of popcorn in the first hour, everything that we had made. And literally, Bill and I were in the back there. He is just throwing popcorn into bags. Just been a gong show ever since, for lack of a better term. We're just on this wild ride now.
When Kristen and her husband, Bill Hallman, opened their doors just 3 years ago, the space was very different.
It was a 600 square little facility. We had the one popper and the one caramelizer. And we had 3 flavors. We started with movie theater, we started with dill pickle and caramel, and it was just Kristen and I. And then within a couple of days, we had lineups out the door. So we had no choice but to expand and get bigger.
I never anticipated that within such a short time that we would have moved to our 3rd location and that we would be at 4,300 square feet. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that would happen within the first 3 years.
The dream for what would eventually become the Happy Popcorn Company began at home with the desire to provide for their eldest child, Jack, who is currently 13 years old and a big video game enthusiast.
Jack was diagnosed with autism when he was 5. With that comes a lot of uncertainty, not knowing what the future held for him. So we knew that in order for him to be a productive, contributing member of our community, that we would have to develop or create something for him, a place for him to work and to belong.
Hungry? I made this for you. Yeah, I knew you'd like that.
Along with Jack, Bill and Kristen have 2 younger daughters and another on the way. It wasn't until Kristen was unexpectedly laid off from her job that the couple decided to move forward with their business idea.
Found myself out of work, and I had the time to develop the business plan and all that. It was like, this is the sign that if we're going to do this, now's the time to do it.
Jack, what are you going to do at the store today? Are you going to do some sealing or are you going to do some bagging? What do you prefer?
Bagging.
After researching a bunch of different businesses, we came across the gourmet popcorn stores. That's what was our inspiration, because these stores were being opened up in the U.S. by mom and pop operations just to give their kid, whether they had autism or they're in a wheelchair, some disability, a job. So if nobody's gonna hire my kid, I will. Let's do that for Jack. Let's start our own business, and Jack can work there when he's old enough. And so that's how Happy Popcorn was developed.
As Jack changes into his work uniform, it turns out popcorn was the perfect choice for him.
Jack makes a bowl of popcorn every single night. So it made absolute sense that we would do gourmet popcorn for Jack.
Once everyone's ready, the family makes their way to Happy Popcorn, a name that Jack had a part in picking.
There you go. Now you got it.
Everybody's got their seatbelts on?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Yay. Today's gonna be the best. No. Can we do this?
Every day's the best, Alala. Come on. The question came out, Jack, when you eat popcorn, because it's his favorite snack, when you eat popcorn, how do you feel? And he looked at us, he went, happy. That's it. And we looked at each other, Kristen and I, and said, that's it. It's Happy Popcorn. And then we just added the company on the end of it, the Happy Popcorn Company.
All right, you guys can put your stuff in the other room. I gotta get out in the front here.
Happy Popcorn is made up of a large kitchen, storage, and office area in the back, and the store's floor space up front. Opening time is 10 a.m., so 4 additional staff members are here a bit early to get things prepped before the doors open.
Good morning. Being a part of this autism community has really opened our eyes as to how tough it is for a lot of parents, and we're no different. When you've got a kid, say, with autism or another disability, it could be even that much more tough. So we said, while we're doing this, why don't we hire people, either on the spectrum, whether it's Down syndrome or another disability, and so we give them an opportunity, but we're going to learn as well.
Right now. And you gonna get your apron on? Okay. All right, Jack, apron. Delilah, apron. And get your hairnet on. When you start to meet families with kids with autism, we all share the same fear, and that is, what does the future hold for our kids? Are they going to be accepted? Will they find work? Will they find meaningful work? And will they be contributing members of the community? We all want that for our kids. We don't want our kids to be sitting at home. And what we do here is not difficult. And while we wait for Jack, we saw no reason why we couldn't give opportunities to other individuals like Jack. So Amber is gonna get the popper going.
Today, Amber McDonald, who is on the autism spectrum, is in charge of making the first batch of popcorn.
We usually grab the scoop, scoop popcorn. We have to turn on the machine. We gotta make sure there's oil inside of the pot at the bottom. And we have to take the flavor call out, which is a tiny little container with orange powder inside of it. That's the stuff that makes it taste like movie theater popcorn.
Jobs at the Happy Popcorn Company are a coveted opportunity.
We get resumes and inquiries every day about any possible openings and stuff. I want to hire everybody. I want to give everybody a chance.
Our community will return after the break. We now return to our community. With the popcorn maker working away in the kitchen, the Happy Popcorn Company is ready for business. As part of the downtown core of Cornwall, Bill is incredibly proud of their location.
When we decided that we were going to open a business, we felt that we could help. We could help bring more people downtown. Aside from everything we've done with inclusivity and diversity and all those things, which we are very proud that we've done, we really believe in the downtown of this area, because we've been to other cities in Eastern Ontario and their downtowns are fantastic. And it's like, why can't Cornwall be that? We can, and we just have to work together and do things that are unique, and people will want to come down and see what we're doing and what our neighbors are doing. We've had people come see us from all over, not the Eastern Ontario, but throughout the province and from all over the country.
Once inside, customers are often impressed by the massive selection of both popcorn and candy.
We have 60 flavors on the shelf right now, but we've done well over 100 flavors. A lot of them are seasonal.
When people come in for the first time and their initial reaction, like, whoa, like, I did not expect all this popcorn. I love watching just the kids and stuff just come in and just have a ball and be little grown-ups when they pick out their treats and pay for them. It's fun.
Helping Bill on cash today is Devon, an employee living with a genetic disease called neurofibromatosis type 2.
It causes a defect on one of my chromosomes, which causes my body not to produce the chemical called Merlin, which defends the body from growing benign tumors. I have about 14 tumors in my brain, causing things like my speech sounds off, I'm blind in my right eye, And then it also caused paralysis along my right side. And then I have another 24 tumors in my spine.
Because of his condition, Devon originally had trouble finding a job.
You want a slushie? Why don't you grab yourself a small orange slushie?
Yeah. Prior to getting a job at the Happy Popcorn, I looked for jobs all over town, but whenever I would mention I have a disability, I would get turned away from a lot of places. I remember my uncle took me to the interview, and I was telling them, like, I have a disability, but, like, beyond that, I'm a really good worker if you just give me a chance. And they were like, Devon, this isn't a question of if you get the job or not. You have the job. We just need to know what hours you're free. And I just about cried.
Since then, Devon has become a staple at the store.
Bill constantly tells me about, like, how much I do for the store.
Devon was one of the first people that we hired, and he is such a joy to work with. He's so funny, and he is very good at upselling people on popcorn, which we love. He's able to say, you gotta try this, you gotta try that, and he does. And so Devon brings a little something that nobody else does. He's got character, and he's just as smart as a whip, and we love him to death.
Back in the kitchen, Amber continues to churn out more and more popcorn.
I love doing it. I feel like it makes me want to get up in the morning, get ready for work, do work. It's a nice environment. Everybody's very friendly. It's nice to come and make popcorn, see people smile when they come and get stuff.
Amber has been a staple for us from the very beginning. She can make the popcorn, she can flavor the popcorn, she can seal bags, she can scoop when needed, she cleans, she does everything we love down here, and she's learned that over the last couple of years.
Next, Amber moves on to flavoring a new batch of nacho popcorn. From the beginning, Bill and Kristen have tried to set their employees up for success.
Kristen and I had done some research on hiring people with disabilities. We didn't know anything about that. And what we came up with was, just making sure we had a plan for what they needed to do and to be completely repetitive over and over again with that task.
Needs more. Usually taste it and see if it has a strong taste, then it's usually good. If not, then we'll add some more.
If you just slow down, take the time, train everybody properly, it won't matter what their abilities or disabilities are.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Once the batch has passed the initial taste test, Amber moves the popcorn to the bagging area, where Dawson and his mom, Nancy Schaafsma, get to work.
I think if you ask Dawson what he enjoys the most, probably just the bagging the popcorn.
Okay, what do I need to do?
All right, you just gotta scoop up the popcorn.
Dawson now is 20 years old. He was diagnosed with autism around 18 months. And he's the light of our life, my husband and I's life.
When Dawson first started as a co-op student, Nancy worked alongside him until he got the hang of it. But now, Dawson has become the expert.
He's just come so far. We're so very proud of him, and to graduate with a diploma and now be working here at the Happy Popcorn, we couldn't ask for a better.
Oh, I don't know if it's full enough.
No, it isn't.
Since graduating from high school, Dawson has progressed to working part-time, something he really enjoys.
Just to get out of the house a lot more, and it just feels good doing this. I like the classics. It's the movie theater popcorn. Working on all these different types of popcorn, it just feels good,
His main focus is scooping and sealing popcorn, and he does such a great job of it. He's very proud of it, so we're proud of him, and it was very easy for us to be able to hire him for a little part-time work, a couple days a week. Comes in for 4 hours, and you don't have to ask him twice. He knows what his job is, and he loves it, so he's an easy hire for us.
After the bags have been filled by Dawson, they're sent to Jack to be sealed and labeled. Although sealing and scooping popcorn are his favorite tasks, Jack enjoys doing a little bit of everything around the store.
I enjoyed a lot by like placing candy somewhere and like in the shelves, helping customers getting the cash ready, scooping popcorn and sealing. Yeah, that's what I do.
Seeing Jack and their other employees thrive at Happy Popcorn has been a true gift for Bill and Kristen.
When you have somebody who is either on the spectrum or has a disability and has not been able to work before, and all of a sudden they find a niche at a place that appreciates the work that they're doing, you know how proud they are.
Like, there's a real sense of accomplishment for a lot of them every other week when they get that direct deposit and they're able to buy something for themselves or treat themselves because they've earned it. And knowing that I played a very small part in that is, yeah, I mean, how do you not feel good about that?
Our Community will return after the break. We now return to Our Community. It's Sunday morning, and that means Kristen is setting up their booth at Cornwall's Farmers Market. She knows that a huge part of the Happy Popcorn Company's success comes down to community involvement.
We've gone into this business like, you know, for Jack, that the number one priority right there has been Jack. But we also knew that we had to give back to our community.
Kevin LaJoy, the tourism officer with the city of Cornwall, believes Happy Popcorn has been an amazing addition to the local business community.
Happy Popcorn have really helped put us on the map here in Cornwall. They're a destination type business, right? They're that type of business where people will travel to check it out because it's just so fun and unique and different, and the product and the experience they offer is really one of a kind, and we're thrilled to have them here in Cornwall. During that pandemic, there was a lot of difficult stuff, and their story kind of became one of those ones that I think the community rallied around, right? It was a local family doing good and creating something really special.
Today, Devon is helping Kristen out at the booth, while his older sister, Krista Wilson, stops by for a visit. She's been impressed by Devon's dedication to the job.
He's really passionate about the things he gets into, so he's passionate about the popcorn. I think this gives him a sense of his own identity, his own money. So I love it for him. I'm so glad he did find a place because it has been a struggle.
Family has been a huge source of support for Devon as he deals with his condition.
My mom and dad are very important to me. They keep me grounded. They help me whenever I get down, whenever I'm down, because, you know, life's not easy.
It's been a bit of a struggle as he gets older and realizing, you know, this is going to eventually be my demise, unfortunately. But he takes it in stride and has great relationships with his friends and family, and he holds his friends and family very dear.
That cheddar looks really good.
It's so good.
I take it a day at a time. I mean, it's hard, but the thing you have to realize in life when you have someone like I do is don't let it get you down.
But staying positive when you have 38 tumors growing in your body is not always easy.
I know I said I try not to let it get me down, but it does sometimes. And it's hard having so many tumors. I'm getting choked up, I'm sorry.
Amongst all the challenges he faces, it's working at the Happy Popcorn Company that gives Devon meaning.
It's fulfilling. It's very fulfilling. Working gives me a purpose that sitting around playing video games just doesn't. If I could, I would work every day of the week. It's worth it.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Look past the disability and give it a chance. Give them a chance. It's sometimes, you know, it could be the most charming person you've ever met, you know, and they could do good business for you. they could continue to help you grow your company. You don't know. You have to give them a chance.
I think there's a fear there that making accommodations for somebody with a disability is hard or it's going to be difficult, and that is completely not the case. A person with a disability, if you just ask them, like, how do we make this work? And they will tell you exactly what they need to make it work, and it's usually pretty simple requests.
Looking around the store today, both Bill and Kristen are proud of what they've built.
When kids and families come into the store, the kids especially, and they look, they see the popcorn, they see the candy, they see all this stuff, and they come up and their faces are beaming. I'm a winner. I've won the day.
What is now a positive success story grew from one of the most difficult moments in their lives.
When you become a parent with a child with a disability, whatever that might be, that is one of the most devastating days you could ever have. But you got to get past it. And Kristen and I, you know, we had so much love for Jack that it wouldn't matter. It did not matter what the outcome was. We're going to make sure Jack has everything in the world, and that helped bring us to this. And of course, I always get emotional with Jack, but it's he's an amazing kid. And we just love him. We've given people a purpose in life to help make popcorn, put smiles on other people's faces, and really give them something to do, something to earn, something to work towards. And it's just, it's the best feeling in the world.
Producer and director, Tim Alp. Writer and story editor, Maureen Carter. Integrated Described Video Specialist, Ron Rickford. Supervising producer, Jennifer Johnson. Content Development Specialist, Karen McGee. President and CEO, David Arrington. An AMI original production. Copyright 2024, Accessible Media Inc. Produced for AMI by Mountain Road Productions.
An AMI original production.